Hello, traders. This is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the Daily Roundup webinar. I actually launched the wrong link. I was actually here for the last few minutes, but many of you didn't see me. So here I am. I'm back, and we got some volatility today. How about that? A little bit of volatility. Speaking of volatility, let's take a look at the VIX. The VIX is coming off of pretty key support. Take a look at the hourly charts and see what happened here. This is pretty important. You see this, break into new lows, right? Break into new lows and then a reversal. That is fairly important for today. Now, whether or not we get follow through is going to have to do more with the Fed Chairman Powell. But as you can see in equities, we have sold off. If you're following, the ForexAnalytix Twitter account or our analysis, I actually posted this chart. This is the megaphone pattern that I believe Irina had mentioned it and yesterday, and by golly, it is a megaphone pattern in a channel. Now, whether or not we get ourselves down here, like I said, is going to have more to do with Powell, but I think there definitely should be some concern. Do you guys know? Use the chat box. What do you think I'm looking at right now? I love to quiz you guys a little bit. What do you guys think I'm looking at right now, keeping an eye on? What do you guys think? Using the chat box. Jane, you got it. Anybody else? I'm not looking. Rick said the handsome face in the mirror. Have you seen this face? No, that's not correct. Not correct. Yeah, wrong answer. Tony, close. Gavin said, and Craig said dollar max. Now I'm actually looking at Bitcoin, following Bitcoin like a hawk today. Bitcoin, I think, is a little risque. You guys know, I had mentioned this yesterday. There was that article in the Wall Street Journal about the risks associated with Bitcoin and Elon Musk, one of the most speculative stocks out there. And now you got Bitcoin coming off, where Elon Musk said he just put a ton of money in to. And then, how does that affect the balance sheet of Tesla if Bitcoin starts to come down? And if Tesla starts to come down, how does that affect the rest of the market? And sentiment. So you got to watch, I think you got to watch Bitcoin, you got to watch Tesla, and you got to watch these Dogecoin. Is that what it is? Dogecoin? Which is just sitting there at 74 cents, or no, 7.4 cents. Anyway, just watch it. Be careful. I know that Bitcoin's the next greatest currency since sliced bread. And I actually read an article yesterday, which I found really interesting. The gist of it was that because of the volatility of Bitcoin, it could never realistically be used as a form of payment. Think about that for a second. Like, let's just take this into account. Let's say you accept Bitcoin for whatever, right? And let's say Bitcoin drops 50% in value over the course of a month. How are you supposed to reconcile that as a seller of goods, right? Or if it goes the other direction, I can speculate going the other direction. How are you supposed to be accepting payments for something that is so volatile? One of the things about if you think about like the Federal Reserve provides stability. that's one of their, predominant goals is to provide financial stability, and rightfully so. Now you can say, well, the dollar is really sold off this year, but that really has more to do with COVID, a COVID related event. But if you think about it more longer term, here's the dollar. Okay. 5% moves are pretty big in the dollar. I mean, we can move up 2%, down 3%, up 2%, down 1%, up 3%. But in all actuality, we're moving in a 4% band. And the Federal Reserve is going to promote financial stability. How do you do that with a digital currency? And so to see it being adopted as a method of payment, I just don't see it. Now, that's not to say it won't. I can't see it. But then again, I couldn't see a lot of things. You asked me about cryptocurrency, 2 years ago, or not 2 years ago, actually, it was more like 4 years ago. I was like, yeah, no way. But 2-3 years ago, I'm like, okay, I actually was looking for Bitcoin just to go a little bit further lower, and I was going to load up, which, shoulda, woulda, coulda, didn't. But that's not the point. The point is it took a while for it to gain traction from a more, ideological standpoint. And I think from a adoption standpoint, it's going to be even longer. Now, I want you to also focus. Now, let's go back to the FX markets. Let's talk about today. Obviously, today with the S&P, I'm concerned where we're at right now versus 30 points from now. 30 points from now, this is where things get a little crazy. And this is where I need to just draw the line in the sand for now. In the S&P, you guys know that it's right here at 3870. So as long as we're above 3870, I don't think there's any reason to be worried. But there are other things that I'm looking at too. Okay, so I want you guys to also take a look at the crosses, like the pound Aussie, the pound New Zealand. The pound New Zealand. This is I know it's kind of a messed up cup and handle, but it's a cup and handle. Right? If things get going above 192, I think this could be a massive breakout here. Now, if this goes, it would look something like this. Whoop. Okay. All right. And I mean, we're talking about a move towards the 50% retracement. I think that's pretty realistic to believe. That's something. Pound Aussie, nice move off of trendline support here. As you guys know, I'm bullish and long pound Aussie. So I've been long since 176 is my average, is right around here, around 176. And I want to add, but I want to add when we break above 180, because I think a break above 180, then we're talking about 185, maybe even higher, 186. The euro crosses are actually starting to look good. The euro New Zealand had a break above 167.80 and now is bullish because we broke the 38% retracement and we're holding. So these are other things that we need to be paying attention to, that we're making a really big move off the euro Aussie here, off of some support at the 88% retracement. I think that these are all telling signs that we might be pulling back. Now, I have to say this once again. It is the stock market broken? Are we turning bearish? Is it bearish? Not yet. We'd have to get all the way back down towards 3,600. I mean, you're talking, an 8% correction from where we currently are at. And then we start going into correction territory, because then, you talk about 8% lower, that's like probably close to a 10% correction off the top. Then you're in correction territory, and bear market would be, a break back below 3,200. So are we in a bear market? No. Are we, on the verge or walking a fine line of potentially, seeing some, more intense selling? I think so. And that's why we have to have radars up, antennas up, Radar's out. Wait, radar is out. Antenna up. Antenna out. What do they call those? What do they call those antennas that that stick out in two separate directions? They're diagonal. I forget what they're called. I forget what they're called. Bunny ears. Yeah, there you go, Tony. You can put bunny ears up. Radar is on. We just have to be really careful. And as I said in the chat room, Pal's got to be really careful about what he says today. Another currency, thanks to Jack and Dimmy in the chat room, I picked up some US dollar South African rand today. Now, this is this little harmonic pattern, and we don't cover this normally, but they were just looking at it. I'm like, okay, look, 88% retracement, possible false breakdown, maybe a Gartley pattern, roughly. I think it's basing quite nice, kind of like the US dollar Mexican peso. Now, the dollar Mexican peso isn't doing a whole lot today, but I'll get more excited about it if we break above 2015. Anyway, I wanted to point out that these currencies look pretty good, which is, also a signal of risk on. And I picked up the rand this morning at 1470, and it's 1473. It's moved up just a bit. I didn't get the bottom, but I'm long, not too far away from here. But I think you need to keep an eye on it, especially if we start making some, higher highs on like a 4-hour basis. And once that happens, then, we might be turning. So again, these are things that I think we have to pay attention to going into today. And, maybe what Powell says doesn't matter. He might be a little bit more optimistic with vaccine rollout, but the more positive he sounds, or the most more upbeat he sounds, the better off it's going to be for the currency market, or for the better off it's going to be for risk off. I'm sorry, and for the currency market, because we're going to see some volatility. So, and then keep an eye on the VIX. Obviously, if the VIX breaks 24 or the highs from this morning, we're going to see a spike back up in VIX. That means that volatility is picking up, stocks are coming down, that type of thing. Craig said the Canadian Aussie, and I look at the Aussie Canadian, so let me pull it up that way. That's the way I'm going to look at it more. He says has a cup and handle also. The Canadian Aussie, I guess, like this. I guess. Like that. But I'm gonna say this. I think if we have risk off, the Aussie is going to underperform the Canadian. So if we have risk off, I think we would see a move like that. He said it's easier for you to do it the other way. Okay, I'll do it. Yeah, I don't know. He said no the other way. Didn't I just do it the other way? Canadian Aussie? So you have it written out. Anyway, you know what? I'd probably rather focus here. And by the way, I am keeping an eye on. I got a little bit of a short. I already started it with the New Zealand yen, but I'm going to get more excited about it if we break new lows. If we break new lows, then you guys heard me talk about it on the Face webinar. We might have a false breakout, weekly reversal. That would be really important to me from a risk aversion, risk appetite. Dimitri says Euro New Zealand trend line from 180 meets today's highs too. Dimitri, are you Dimmy in the chat room? Just confirming. Let's Euro New Zealand from 180. Really? Let's see. Oh, okay. Dimitri said yes. Cool. You're talking about the, I don't know, man. Yeah, I guess if we go through today's highs, that there's that wick right there that I've been concerned about because we have posted a false breakout in the past. But let's see, Craig. Let me see if I can do that. Craig just said, okay, I got it. Okay. You know what? If we get some risk off, Craig, I could see that. A break above 103. Okay, thank you. But Dimitri going back to the Euro New Zealand, yeah, I think if we break new highs, then what I would be really excited about is if we break maybe the 618 retracement, which comes in around 168.80. That would be pretty bullish for the Euro New Zealand as well. So thanks for bringing up that chart. All right, guys. So I just want to say good luck today. I'm optimistic that we're going to get some volatility. You know, we're a month and some change in. It's my wife's 49th birthday, so we're definitely due for some volatility. How about that? All right, guys and gals. Hey, thank you so much for your continued support. You know, I appreciate each and every one of you, and thanks for tuning in with me every day. I'll let you guys get back to it. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.